are back with our favorite guest here. I and Mr. Oyamo here, we are gonna hit this show, and please try to learn something. So don't just sit there like a house is about boredom. So make sure you watch, subscribe to our channel, hear our guests, and hear my favorite host, my friend. So
okay, you're spending your data to watch what we have here, and what you have to get has to be worth your data. So today, we as you saw the first segment, we really had an enticing conversation and a really heated up conversation with our guest, and we are also looking forward to see what our second guests have to share, and we really hope that they also going to give their insights. And just remember, we're not here to judge anyone, we're just here to share opinions and to understand how human beings function. Maybe you're going through the same and you're wondering, am I alone? So today you're going to understand if you're alone or there are people who also hold the same opinion with you. So straight to the show, I'm going to allow my guests to introduce themselves, just to say their names and what they do. Remember, I'm your favorite host, Oyamo Ojari. So straight on, let's hear from our guests, their names and what they do.
My name is Destiny Mogambi, I'm a politician.
Okay.
I'm Valerie Kasim, journalism. My name is Nasra Adam, I'm a journalist.
Okay.
I'm Lata, journalist. I'm Mariana Mohammed.
All right, my viewers, you've heard from our guests. We have journalists and politicians, and I'm so much excited that we have a politician in the house, and I'm really looking forward to what he has to say, considering he's a public figure. So straight to the point, I understand you see you're a politician, and people always looking forward to hear what is happening in the politician's life. So assuming, we not even an assumption, we are in an electioneering year where we're going to have elections, and I'm assuming you need finances to facilitate your campaign, right? So you're in a spot where you don't have enough finances to enable you, make your campaign day to day effective. So you're in this spot where this mama, approaches you and says, you know what, Mr. Politician, I'm going to support your campaign. I'm going to fund it with any amount you want. But for this to happen, I want you to inform your family, let them be aware that this is happening. Okay, Ama, if that is not happening, they tell you, this man approaches you and says, you need money for your campaign, okay? And you have a wife. So allow me to sleep with your wife, then I'll fund your campaign.
Okay. So, Mr. Oyamo, first of all, let me say I'm a politician born again.
Okay.
I'm a born again Christian. And I cannot allow my wife to go out of sexual affairs with someone else just because of money. There are many ways that we can be able to raise the fund, maybe for campaigning or maybe for other use. We have friends, we can call them, we can maybe create WhatsApp groups, and many other ways that we can be able to create to get the money. Maybe if is for campaign, we have many ways that is what I'm trying to mean. Again, there is many diseases. You don't know. Maybe she may happen to go out there, and maybe when she comes back, maybe she contacted virus outside there. So you see it will bring issues in the family. We will be like blaming each other. Oh, you told me you accepted this. So it will bring up many issues and maybe even a breakup later on. We may enjoy for the pleasant time we may enjoy, but later on it may bring up other issues.
Okay. So according to you, that is just a short-term goal with long-term consequences.
Sure.
Okay. And considering that you're also a politician, and we're living in a country where today, if not even almost the rest of the world, you can sue someone for infidelity. So if you're a member of parliament, a bill has been brought to parliament, and some MPs is proposing that we allow infidelity. Would you vote yes or no for that, and why?
Let me say, I would allow. Yeah.
Okay.
So you are supporting honesty. And my question is,
Yes, sir.
if we say there's like 200 million endorsement,
200 million.
Yeah, and there are some people outside there, they are ready to fund you with the campaigns, offices, and pay your stuff. Your bills, your cars, like I saw you driving a V8, and then somebody comes tell you you dumped your V8, maybe I'm gonna give you a G-Wagon, Mercedes Benz, that's worth like 40 million. And let's just say she's a lady and she confirms that 200 million is a sure bet in your account, 40 million G-Wagon.
40 million.
Will you allow yourselves to?
Oh, okay, my brother, let me tell you. 40 million is maybe a very small amount of money. And again, you know, okay, you may choose to go for, some choose to go for that amount of money. But think about the repercussion. Later on, what will happen? Your family is more important than the 40 million or 20 million. Your children is more important than that 20 million. You know, you may go there and later on maybe your family may suffer. Because of 20,000 million. And you know, I told you, I'm a very serious Christian. You know, we don't believe in the shortcuts. Just enjoy the process and enjoy the fruit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really exciting to have a politician in the house, but for the interest of time, we'll just secure another segment and talk to a politician and understand even political matters at large. But just for the interest of time, let me move to our next guest. You say you're a journalist, right? And you know, you're in a sport where money almost facilitates like almost everything. You're a journalist, you're working, and you're just a reporter to say. And I believe every journalist, most journalists always, you know, want to be senior reporters or anchors. They always want to be the ones who are seen and the most known. Okay, so you're in a sport where your boss is giving you an option. You know what you want? Promotion. You want increment of salary. Allow me to sleep with your husband.
For me, I can't.
Why? I mean, this is promotion and this is money, salary increment.
Yeah, I rather quit the job.
Then you.
Because, yeah, I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
money cannot buy happiness. Money cannot buy love. Or just, what can I say?
So you believe monetary value compared to happiness, compared to fidelity, you'd pick happiness
Yeah.
all the way.
Yes.
You'd quit the job.
Yeah.
At no circumstance will you allow money to get into what you believe in. Right, that was very great, that was very brief and very, you know, precise. Okay, it's very grateful as well to have, you know, the first session we only had people from one religion, but this time around we decided to mix religions and also try to get people from different religions and also have views from different religions. So I assume you're a Muslim, right? From just your dressing code. What does Muslim say about this topic when you're talking about sharing your partner for monetary gain? What does your religion say about that?
Well, in our religion, we believe that marriage is something that's a gift from our God, which we call him Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then, as you know, that marriage, okay, I think you have heard of something like Muslims are allowed to marry more than 4 wives. Yeah, I mean
That
4
is
wives.
men, right?
Yeah, men, only men. So for your question, you have asked me that, could I have allowed my man to go for another woman without him being married or with no marriage?
Yeah, without marriage.
Without no
Just
marriage.
for sexual gain and monetary value, monetary gain.
Well, for me, I won't have allowed that because one thing is that it's against the religion. The second thing is that it will hurt me. Yeah, because I wouldn't like to share my husband with someone who isn't like, yani si mtu yenye mwenye ako nini naitwangaje sometimes. Yani mimi sitaki mtu yani amwendee bwana wangu. Yani si mtu yenye kidini. Yeye amenikujia alafu akaniambia, okay, I want to marry another woman in a religious way. Yeah, aja.
So what are the consequences of doing that? I mean, Allah only allows you to have sex with someone you're married to.
Yeah, legally.
So, legally married.
Yeah.
So, assuming you've had sex with someone you're not married to, I mean, in that space, and you've gained the money you've had, I mean, you've gained the money you wanted. What are the consequences from Allah?
That's considered as a sin.
As in,
Yeah,
with what are there precise consequences for
Yeah,
that?
yeah. It says that when someone commits, we usually call it zina, which is an adultery.
Adultery, yeah.
Adultery. We call it zina. Whenever someone performs it, if you are an adult person who is not yet married, you have to get like 80 strokes of, which is called iyo fimbo inatengenezanga na mkia, unajua?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like 80 strokes of that.
Okay.
And when it comes to married people, well, it depends. Some of them, when you want to repent, unawekwanga like this lower part ni kuanzia hapa kiuno mpaka hapo chini mpaka miguu unawekewa kwa shimo, and then people will start stoning you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
All right. That's very tough. I mean, you've seen how tough Islamic religion is. So straight, because of the interest of time, having heard all these people and having heard that some people are ready to. Having heard different opinions from other guests who've been here, and also having heard others supporting that, they would, allow such things to happen. Considering that you're a woman, now or later you're going to be a mother, right? You're going to be a grandmother. How do you feel when someone says, I can allow myself to get into such a position to gain money? How do you feel for your generation? If that is where we've gotten as a generation, how do you feel for our next generation?
It's actually a sad one. Simply, like, this thing has already started at this moment. The places, most especially offices, like you might go there to look for a job, and especially the bosses will actually tell you, if you really want this job, let's just do this and that first of all for you. So it's upon you as a person, as a woman and a lady who respect yourself, to accept it or to refuse that kind of offer.
So you saying you do not compromise the self-respect for money,
No,
even if you're dying.
no.
And how do you feel for the generation? I mean, if people can say that, I can allow myself to be in that position, how do you feel for such a generation?
Sorry.
How do you feel for a generation that can allow themselves to be in a position where they can have sex for monetary gain?
Actually, it's a very tricky one for them. Simply because a lot of diseases will come up, and most people and a lot of them will be sick from that. They'll be suffering from that simply because of they're spreading that diseases. Like they are not loyal to one person. They just want to have sex to get money, and they can just they can't actually just decide that we're going to just be loyal and just work for our own things instead of using the easiest way of getting money.
So, thank you so much for sharing. Unless my fellow guest has a question for you.
So you guarantee self-respect more than money.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so I'm gonna get to you and just for the interest of time and ask you. I mean, we've had all these opinions, and in everything that we do, there are consequences. And because we hate sex and money being involved, and we know as a country, prostitution is not allowed, and we all understand prostitution is sex in exchange for money. So, as a person, if a debate comes in that it's time we legalize sex workers have the legal mandate to operate in the country, would you be in support of that? And if not, why? And if yes, why as well?
To be honest, yeah.
Yeah, sex in exchange for money, right?
Yeah, I support it.
Yeah, why do you support that?
First of all, there's something called sacrifice. You are just doing something because you mean that, but you are doing because you are helpless, you don't have anything. So they have that right.
Okay, so basically you're trying to say that everyone should be allowed to do what they want. If the law has to be passed, people just be allowed what they want to do. If they want to do sex working, they just do it. Alright.
So it depends with the circumstances a person, he or she, is in. Like for example, your kids, they want food, you want to pay your rentals, your ladies and ladies have many wants. So you want to mean you can do anything. There is a
I will do anything as long as all my children can eat.
Okay, that has really been amazing. We've had people, share their opinions without being judged. So I'll allow each one of them to have 30 seconds to just give us a parting shot in regards to the same and what they just want to say to the public. Any advice you can give people out there for just 30 seconds or anything you can share. 30 seconds. Let's start with you, Mr. Politician.
So thank you, sir. I just want to tell those who are watching us that it is going to be faithful to your partner and enjoy the process, and later on you shall enjoy together. You can begin from the start with your husband or maybe with your wife, and you grow together, and later on you become great people, and each even the money that you wanted will come later with the support of the husband, with the support of your wife, and things will be alright.
Thank you.
Yeah, like he said, just be loyal. We don't know about tomorrow. So just stick to your relationship, love your spouse, don't cheat.
Okay.
Well, for me, is people should legalize marriage things and sex things because it's not good. Sometimes it's even not good for the people. And I would like to say that people should not do something which is against their religion.
To the youth, the best thing for you is to actually respect yourself, have that self-respect within you. So you should respect yourself.
For me, people should
Right, she's kind of shy, but we understand that. It's okay. Kata, go share myself. That was really, really an amazing session. We've had segment 1 and segment 2, and you've seen how the debate is really getting hot, and this is something we cannot talk about it on one sitting. It's something that really needs an entire day or an entire week to talk about, because people hold different opinions, from religious opinion, from political opinions, from just social opinions, and it really needs a lot of time. And also remember, we're not here to judge people. We're not in a court session. We're just here to share opinions and to know what other human beings are sharing. It's been an amazing show with your favorite guest, host Oyamo Odari.
Kindly please, and hope you have learned something.
And we've had amazing guests, and I would really like to thank you for showing up. It's really been amazing for you opening up and sharing what you've had. Thank you so much, and I'm really looking forward to other sessions where we're gonna share more and more information. Thank you, and may the good Lord bless you.